What is going on, everybody? What is going on? The Catch. Bam! I hope you guys are doing phenomenal tonight, man. Hope you guys have all had a great start to your week, and hope you guys have had a great Saturday. I hope you guys are ready for a night of some Underdog Weekly Winners drafts. Super excited to be here tonight. Feel like my soul is being consumed by Underdog fantasy drafts. This is literally the only thing that's been on my mind all day. I'm obsessed with this contest, so we are hopping into one or two weekly draft winners for the night. I'm super excited for this. So you guys know what to do, man. Hit that like button on the way in if you guys are new to this channel or not new to this channel. That way, hopefully somebody new will find us in the algorithm. Sorry, my cat is going crazy. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way in. I would really like that. It would help me out a lot. All we do here is free fantasy football content all year round, redraft, dynasty, and best ball. So if you like fantasy football content and you want to add another guy who talks about fantasy into your newsfeed, subscribe to this channel. Most importantly, though, hop in the live chat. Let me know what's popping. Let me know how you guys are doing. Any fantasy football topics, any NFL topics you guys want to go over, throw them out there. We're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to talk some fantasy football. So, super tired today. I'm not going to lie to you guys, but missed last night. I was not going to miss tonight. I'm going to give this like another minute or two and then hop in here just in case there are any of you guys out there who do want to try and enter the same draft as myself. If you guys are new to Underdog Fantasy, you can, of course, double your first deposit up to $100 with promo code THECATCH. Promo link in the description down below. It's on the screen for you. Go ahead and sign up using that code. It will change your life. Okay. How you guys doing out there, man? It's Saturday night. Hope everyone's doing freaking fantastic. Let's see who's in the chat. I'm going to try and hop in. Let's say 10:50 p.m. Eastern Time sharp. I will enter the 30 seconds per pick lobby. Let's do it. So, if you guys are not familiar, the Weekly Winners is a new contest from Underdog. We talked about this last stream. So, $3.5 million in total prizes. Basically $200K paid out each week. Just think of it as you are drafting a best ball team. Week 1. There's going to be a particular amount of winners, right? First through 1,000. No, I'm wrong. There's going to be 7,300 winners approximately each week, ranging from $10 up to $20,000. So if you do really well week 1, you could win a lot of money. Then you could do really badly for 7 weeks and then do really well again in week 8 and make some more money. So just think of it this way, right? You're drafting your best ball team. You're competing on a week-to-week basis. You're not competing for a total season, right? You're not going through the playoffs at the end of the year. You are just literally competing week to week with the squad that you draft. I love this tournament, man. I'm just so excited to continue to pump out some of these entries. Of course, we'll still be filtering in whatever other contests come up from Underdog throughout the off season. So I know we have the Chihuahua Superflex going on. We've done a couple of those. We have, of course, plenty of Best Ball Mania 4 entries going on. The Dalmatian 2 is also going on. But I am pumped right now about Weekly Winners. You guys can't tell. So there's your timestamp. We're entering. It is already full. Yeah, this tournament, I just think is exciting to a lot of individuals. We got Spencer in here. Let's go, baby. I'm excited to draft with you as always, Spence. Also a little nervous. I'm going to have you hanging around sniping, but hey, man, always a good time with you. So, okie doke. Let's get into it, guys. All right, so draft will be starting momentarily. And let's see who's in the live chat. Charlie, what's going on, man? Always good to see you. Hello. Chase, what's up, man? Good to have you in the house. Hope you guys are doing fantastic tonight. JSC, what's going on? Godfather, hello. Spence, we waited for you. Paid off. How are you doing tonight, man? Hope you're doing tastic. All right, draft is starting in under 15 seconds. So, Spencer, thank you for being a member of the channel for 11 months. And congrats on your free super chat. I'm going to try. Hold on. I have the internet. 1 month to a full year of seeing your stupid face in Spanish. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, man. You've been around longer than that, though. You've just been a member for that amount of time. So, creative super chat, as always, from Spence. Congrats once again. Thank you for your support to the channel, my dude. All right, so I feel like everyone's still kind of figuring out what they want to do within this tournament. Last draft I did, I went a little running back heavy. Got a stud quarterback early. Took some flyers at quarterback. Kind of went hero wide receiver and got good value at tight end. So I like that team. It's a little bit different. Didn't love the second half of my wide receivers, although I still felt like I targeted good value guys. But I think tonight we'll switch that up a bit. Let's see what happens here at the 1.8. I went Bijan last time. It's close here. You got A.J. Brown, Austin Eckler, CeeDee Lamb, Bijan, Devontae Adams. You know what? I want some CeeDee Lamb shares. Give me CeeDee. Close there. I love Brown there. You guys know I love Bijan with like all my heart. And I also would not mind some Eckler exposure. But we're going to be switching it up. We're going to have so many entries. Give me CeeDee Lamb. Why not? Very, very close to going A.J. Brown. There's probably people out there who would far rather have A.J. Brown there. But I think ultimately Brown and CeeDee are pretty close. Once again, most drafts, I'm probably going Bijan right there. I don't mind Eckler at all. But we got to continue to switch up that exposure. Charlie, how are you feeling about your team in the Dynasty draft right now? So we do have a single quarterback Dynasty draft going on at the moment. For the community, we are at pick 4.10. And I feel pretty good. You know, I traded back from the 4.4 to the 4.11 with the anticipation of drafting Brandon Ayuk at the 4.11. Andrea, who's had a very solid start to the draft, traded up to get Ayuk at the 4.6. I thought he'd be hanging around a little bit longer. Underestimated his ADP. Underestimated Drake London's ADP in this draft. Although he got selected at the 3.7, I had the 3.9 and 4.4. I thought I'd be able to get him potentially with one of those two picks. So I will say I do like my start, Garrett Wilson, Devonta Smith, and T-Law. But right now I'm just kind of in this spot where I'm like, I don't mind if I have to make this selection at the 4.11. Like I said, we're on the clock at 4.10 right now. But I would trade out of this pick too. I don't particularly, I'm not in love with anyone on the board. There are a couple players that I will still take here. You know what I mean? So I am on the trade block. And I know some of you guys are talking to me right now. It's probably going to be delayed while I stream. You guys know who you are. My brain is dead. I can only do so many things at once. But all right, two wide receivers to start this draft: CeeDee Lamb and Garrett Wilson. You're going to see quarterbacks going early in these drafts. So Hurts, Allen, Mahomes. I actually really thought about going Mahomes there. There goes Lamar. Yeah, quarterbacks are going far earlier in this style of draft, but Lamb and Wilson feels like a fun start for me. But yeah, Charlie, I feel pretty good overall. Wilson, Devonta Smith, T-Law. I can't really complain. So we'll see how the rest of the draft goes. JSC, don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of Jerry Jeudy, but in round 4 it just seems like a rabbit hole I don't want to go down. Yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like similar to last year where Judy's current ADP is, just not a player that's really been coming across as a selection for me, personally. I feel like Jerry Jeudy is very polarizing. Like, there's no in between. You know, I don't really feel like there's a lot of people who are like, yeah, don't love him, don't hate him. If he's there, I'll take him. Like, I feel like it's like, yes, Jerry Jeudy this year, it's happening. Or, like, nah, I'm out, you know. And I feel like right now I'm out. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, this is a tough pick right here. Because you still have some value at quarterback sitting here with Herbert and T-Law that I actually quite like. And you've got Stevenson, Hall sitting here, who I also like. But I'm going to follow the trend. Love both these quarterbacks, but let's go Herbert because why not? You know, I love T-Law. You guys know that. I like Herbert a lot too. I feel like I've been more vocal about T-Law throughout the offseason, but I feel pretty strongly about Justin Herbert as well. So I do feel like the Chargers offense will be better with Kellen Moore at the helm, like a lot of you guys have been saying throughout the offseason. And I do think the passing game will improve. Plus, when you look at last year, like, Herbert was hurt. I mean, his ribs were, like, basically non-existent. And his wide receivers were hurt, man. I mean, Williams and Allen were hurt most of the year. So, now you get Quentin Johnson out of the mix. New offensive coordinator. I mean, I feel like I don't really have to explain this pick, but I am anyways. Okay. Chase says, I love my start. Who are you sitting with? Hall, Waddle, JSN, and Andrews. Actually, yeah, I feel like that is a good start as well. God, that's my bad. I allowed that happen trading my pick. You're good, bro. You're good. You know, it's never like, oh, no, my guy got picked, so my draft is ruined. It's just like he just adapted. It is what it is, right? CD and Wilson's a good start. Yeah, I was pretty happy with that. I agree, Charlie. I feel like for the most part, the draft's been good so far. And I feel like I'm proud of you guys for going against ADP because I feel like you guys are just going out and getting your guys. So, Judy and redraft or dynasty, which format are you talking about? I'm not really there. I mean, dynasty, I do feel like he's a slightly better value, I guess, where he's going. I don't know, but he's like, ADP's like 55.3. It's like somewhere in the 5th round. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I'm not 100% there personally. Okay, this is a tough pick because I think I want to do something different tonight. Oh, I can't believe I did it. We're going double quarterback. Okay. We will not be drafting another quarterback in this draft. I don't know. I saw this in the first draft that I did. I'm going to see how it works out here. You know, I mean, I'm with this team, I am completely fine at quarterback, in my opinion, for the whole year. You know, I mean, of course, barring any injuries, but I feel like having Herbert and T-Law as options throughout the year, yeah, I can't really complain. So we're going to see how this works out. And you guys know me, I'm usually looking for those, you know, especially for a QB2, I'm looking for value, you know. I mean, if it's Prescott, Daniel Jones, Geno, Rodgers, heck, even Brock Purdy or Sam Howell, we're going to go for an absolute stud combination in Herbert and T-Law. JC, are there any big name players you're personally fading in fantasy, at least early on? I mean, you know, for me, it really just, you have to look at value in drafts, right? And of course it kind of matters, you know, because we got so much going on at this time in the offseason, right? You have startup mocks. I mean, a lot of, you know, you started drafts, I should say at this point, right? You have people preparing for redraft, and you have best ball tournaments going on. So there's a lot of different ADP out there, but when you really break it down, like I talk about this a lot, right? Like if you see Metcalf going at the 2.11, I just have our most recent community redraft draft pulled up, right? Metcalf goes at 2.11, okay? For example, I'd rather take JSN at 6.6, and I still like Metcalf a lot, but I'm going to go for the value there, right? Some other good examples, Calvin Ridley at the 3.9. Like, I would rather just draft Christian Kirk at the 5.4 personally. Debo at the 4.3. Give me Ayuk at the 5.1. Those two are getting a lot closer in ADP than earlier in the offseason, especially within our community. So we'll see how that kind of starts to look come August. Terry McLaurin at the 5.12. I'm going to draft Jahan Dotson at the 6.8. So I don't know if there's any really big names. The big name, I guess, that I'm the most concerned about right now is Devontae Adams, who I was pretty vocal about still being a fan of early on in the offseason. But I'm not worried about Adams. I'm worried about the offense as a whole, man. All right, give me Christian Kirk all day long right here, getting the little Jacksonville stack. You know I love that. But even then, like if I have Adams on my team, I'm probably not going to be upset. I just feel like his ceiling is, with the situation that he's in, it could be limited. But once again, like it's kind of a tough argument when you look at Week 17 against San Francisco last year. You know, he's playing with a backup quarterback, so. Yeah, and yeah, he had 34.3 fantasy points, 7 receptions for 153 receiving yards, and 2 scores. In the following week, 5 receptions for 73 receiving yards, still 12.3 fantasy points against Kansas City. So, like, Adams is still a baller, you know, but I just think players like Amon-Ra St. Brown, Garrett Wilson, CeeDee Lamb, like I'd rather go for those guys at their current ADP. So, I don't know if there's really any big names that I'm like completely out on right now. I think some people are still worried about Josh Jacobs. I think that's fair. I'm not worried about Kenneth Walker. I like where he's going in drafts. I still think he's a good value. So, in terms of quarterbacks, I'm fine with where everyone's at right now. So, yeah. I still am not a huge fan of Kyle Pitts. But honestly, his ADP doesn't make things too bad overall. All right. Who do I want to draft? I don't know. Man, I might start going and getting some guys against ADP. I don't know though. This might be a little bit too early. And there's some other name. You know what? I'm going to take Quentin Johnston here. I was going to go the different wide receiver who is very, very close in ADP. But let's get 2 stacks here. Quentin Johnston, he better have a good rookie year. But we got Herbert and Quentin and then T-Law and Kirk. I can take that. Interesting build so far. Spence says I wanted T-Law. Why didn't you take him, broski? I was surprised he even fell to 4.5. But it's also interesting. I mean, like we saw this quarterback run start, and it just kind of completely fizzled out. So like there's still a lot of good quarterbacks available. I mean, you have dropped down a tier in my opinion, but Watson, Tua, Richardson, Prescott, Jones are your top 5, so things aren't looking too bad. So actually, I think you fading quarterback, although I'd much rather have T-Law than any of those guys, may have worked out for you. Yeah, the wide receiver I was going to take is still available. You can probably guess who it is by looking at the board. Do you think Adams is quarterback proof? To a degree. I mean, especially, we just went over those stats. Spencer, there you go, man. Great pick. Especially getting Pittman at 6.9, Dotson at 7.4. I love it, man. That was my wide receiver choice. But, yeah, obviously we looked at the stats, the backup last year. Was it Jarrett Stidham last year? But to a degree, eventually that ceiling and that play is going to fizzle out. As more and more opposing teams start to game plan for said quarterback, more and more gets exposed. Don't get me wrong. He's going to be the number 1 target. It's just tough, man. It's just tough. Okay. I'm going to go back-to-back running backs here. And I'm starting to really like this build so far. But it kind of depends on how things shake out here. Very close for me. I mean, you guys know I love Pacheco. I've loved him. Okay, well, I'm going Pacheco. I was about to talk about David Montgomery, but I am no longer going to do so. But still very close for me. I mean, even with DeAndre Swift there, you guys have heard me talk a lot about DeAndre Swift in best ball formats and redraft formats. I just love his current ADP. You know, he's still on. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Eagles are going to throw the ball, but still a run-heavy team. We know Nick Sirianni loves to run the football. We know Swift can catch the football when he's healthy, right? And a great offense at the end of the day. So, like, I think Swift is especially in best ball, man. I think Swift is a really good value overall. So, I still like him, and I like Pacheco, and I like Monty right there. Then you guys know I love Rachaad White, who I was hoping would fall here. But Rachaad White is just becoming more and more and more of a hot name in fantasy drafts. So he's going to be a guy, like, if you want him, you got to get him. And, like, I might like Rachaad White a hair more than Isaiah Pacheco. I just thought I might have a chance to get both. So, and there goes Swift. So now kind of pitting myself in a corner here. Like, can kind of go hero running back with Pacheco, which I don't particularly prefer. I would actually feel more comfortable with Swift or White in that role. So now, like, do I take another wide receiver? You know, you got Bateman, you got Flowers. Do I go tight end here? It's tough. Let's go James Conner because there's nobody else on that offense. I mean, Hollywood's there. Don't get me wrong. Trey McBride's there, but you guys get the point. I do feel like, especially early in the season, you know, we'll see if Kyler plays or not. Whenever the Cardinals are close to the red zone, I mean, what else are they going to do, right? All right, let's see. Let's see. All right, Chase says Henry and Adams are two top best available in our league right now. Yeah. And I feel like, I don't know. I feel like Adams, I don't know. I usually don't talk about the drafts. I don't want to sway him in any way. But you're just saying literally, yeah, they are the two highest ranked players. So I feel like at least one of those guys is going to go sooner rather than later. I'll leave it at that. Foster, when I traded up with you, I seriously considered going Adams, but I went young. Yeah, I went with Metcalf there. I like that pick for you. I mean, age 25, going in his fifth year, obviously more competition, but I think overall a good pick. I think looking at the draft board, he was the right guy to go with. Spence, take White. I know you are. Pacheco and White. Who you want? Yeah. So, looking at how the way things shaped out there, I probably should have gone White at 7.8. I didn't even... See, I messed up. For some reason, I overlooked this team that had 6 wide receivers. I knew this team right here was sitting with no running backs. I don't know how I skipped this one. Because I knew neither of these teams right here were going to go running back, having 3 and then 4 running backs respectively. So, yeah, bad call on me. I think I should have gone White here. And I think with the way the trends are going right now, if I go White at 7.8, Pacheco has a better chance to fall out in comparison to Rachaad White, who's a hot name in fantasy. I still like Pacheco, and, you know, quite frankly, I've been fading Pacheco lately, and I don't have a lot of shares of James Conner, so I would have liked this. I was really liking the start this build. I'm not too upset, but it's probably good overall just to get some of that exposure switched up at the end of the day. So, all right, where do I want to go here? 2 quarterbacks, 2 running backs, 4 wide receivers. Couple names I like right here. Freiermuth is sitting here. Sky Moore is sitting here. Al Lazard. You got running backs. You got A.J. Dillon. You got A-Chain. You got Damian Harris. On the clock, all those players I just named are available. Let's go A.J. Dillon here. I'm a little worried about running back. I don't know if we're going to get Freiermuth now. It's just tough. Tough picks here. Goes Pirine. I have a lot of recent exposure to Sky Moore, so I'm okay with not getting him there, but he is a great upside play at this point in the draft. So far, CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson, Herbert, Lawrence, Kirk, QJ, Pacheco, Connor, and Dillon. Spencer, you got C-Mac, Devonta, Olave, Mixon, TJ Hawkinson, Pittman, Dotson, Richardson, and Gibson. Okay. I love the Gibson pick. Great value. Good value. Overall, team looks pretty good. What do you expect from Tim Patrick coming off the ACL tear? You know, Timmy P was like my sleeper pick. Like, oh my God, I had so much exposure and Underdog to Tim Patrick before he got hurt last offseason. It wasn't even funny. And quite frankly, I don't even know if that would have worked out with the way the Broncos looked last season, excuse me. But, you know, I think the bigger issue is that Marvin Mims is coming onto this offense. So I still believe in Tim Patrick, but, you know, if he's lost a step with Sutton there and Judy there and Mims there, Dulcich there, it's just tough. It's a tough situation for him. But Courtland Sutton and Judy both have some injury history as well. So that could open up some opportunities for Tim Patrick. But I think when we just look at this wide receiver room at the end of the day, it's just a crowded wide receiver room. So it's tough. I don't know if I expect a lot, but where his current ADP is, he's probably worth the shot if you really want to take it. All right. I feel like... Oh. Okay. I'm going to go Pat Freiermuth here. I really don't believe King Kirk is going to take Pat Freiermuth, but we'll find out in 12 or less seconds. But yeah, it's close because I kind of want to fade tight end another round. Okay, that helps because I was considering Damian Harris there, but I'll go Freiermuth. That helps. Yeah, we'll take that. Nick, do you know when Weekly Winners comes out for Android users? I do not. Yeah, I know we had at least, J-Dubs in our community has an Android and brought that up. I don't know. And I don't think I got any information on that, unfortunately. Let me see if I can pull anything up, though. No, because, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know. Let me check one last thing. I'm sure at some point they'll get that updated. Yeah, I guess it's just not part of the Android app, which is a little bit different from the regular app. But you should be able to do it from your desktop, which you might not want to, but if you can, it's an option. Andrea, hello. Great start to your draft. I didn't love your trade. Moving out of the fifth. Moving out from the 5.12 and getting 11.3 and 12.10 made me a little worried, but I've loved everything else you've done with St. Brown, Olave, Stevenson, and Fields. Daquan, what's up, man? Underdog not even allowed in my state. Yeah, it'll get there. I mean, it's not just Underdog specifically. It's really just sports betting in most states. So it'll get there. I have confidence. All right, 2 picks away. All right, give me McKinnon. I mean, go Chiefs. I have both Chiefs running backs now. Going to take a little bit of a breather from running back, but this is also kind of like a Kind of a nice sweet spot for running back. But I think I want to go wide receiver with this next pick. And, like, the nice thing is, right, like, let me check one. I might go tight end with this next pick. If I go tight end with this next pick, like, I can just be done with tight end and quarterback. But that's what I was getting at. The nice thing right now is I just don't have to worry about quarterback. I can just draft running backs and wide receivers and kind of finish out this draft. Yeah, no worries, Nick, of course. Of course. Spence, what have you done over there? Rodgers and Mitchell. I mean, like, for fading quarterback, I'm perfectly fine with that QB room. But I just think having, like, studly quarterbacks on a weekly basis could be really, really big for this tournament. But you never know. I'm not saying that Rodgers or Richardson won't be studly quarterbacks. How do you guys feel about Jerick McKinnon right now? Obviously, his ADP has moved up pretty dramatically throughout the offseason. And obviously came on super strong the end of last year. Do you feel like it's more of a hype pick? Do you feel like he's worth it at his current ADP when at 11.8 tonight? I kind of forgot that I already had Pacheco, but oh well. All right, I think with this next pick, it's very close for me. Top available wide receivers: Mooney, Rondell Moore, Nico Collins, Rashee Rice, Jonathan Mingo. Like, yeah, I like names in that tier, but I don't know, man. Top available tight ends: Higbee, Kmet, Irv Smith, Gerald Everett, Taysom Hill. Top available running backs: Jalen Warren, Tate Bigsby, Algier, Singletary, Roshan Johnson. I'm not drafting a quarterback, but top available quarterbacks are Carr, Love, Stafford, Kyler, and Pickett. So I think I want to go Cole Kmet here. Get tight end out of the way. I don't think this team right here is going to draft one. They already have two. And then after that, just probably load back up at wide receiver and throw in another running back or two. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more picks. Yeah, if I can get one more running back and a couple more wide receivers, I'll be happy. I mean, I don't personally feel like I need anything else. So CeeDee Lamb and Garrett Wilson are on the same bye week. Certainly something to consider. I just need to go upside wide receivers. I've got McKinnon and Pacheco obviously on the same bye week, but other than that, I'm looking pretty okay. All right. Let's see how things shape out here. No point in looking at who's available. I'm really just, well, you know what? Let me build a little bit of a queue at running back. I just kind of need, I don't know. I'm probably going to take 2 running backs, considering I have, like, some guys with injury history. Let's trying to hit, like, 2 more running backs. I just forgot everything I counted. 2, 4. Okay, I thought it was 6. So 2 running backs, 4 wide receivers. Puts me at 6 running backs, 8 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, 2 quarterbacks. I think I can live with that. So really just going to go kind of like best available player. Man, what are your guys' thoughts about taking Zeke? I mean, we still got Zeke with an ADP of 182. I mean, I know it's completely dependent on what backfield he ends up in, but geez, man. I just feel like he can still play that touchdown vulture kind of role. I feel like it's been a pretty heavy running back draft so far. I'm not really in love with anyone available. Wow, Tank Bigsby. Okay, I thought that was Tajay Spears. Never mind. I'm at pick 152. right, give me Roschon Johnson here. I didn't really see myself going running back there, but looking at ADP, I mean, he's the guy to go with. So I think I'll go wide receiver at 161, running back probably at 176, and then literally just finish out with the best available wide receivers, which isn't going to be very pretty, but we'll see what happens, man. After the view, what's up, bro? Hello, hello. What's up, Pete? Zeke is retired drinking marks in Cancun. I mean, Zeke's always a little bit retired, right? What up, Pete? I feel like this draft is going a little bit faster than usual. Doug, what's up, man? I am so light at wide receiver right now. I mean, like, I literally, like, was going heavy wide receiver to start the draft, and because I went light wide receiver last time, and yeah, here we are. Oh, well. I like DPJ in this area, 13.11. I think he's a good value. All right, so at 161, I'd like to get Rashid Shaheed, who I draft every draft, I feel like. Unless one of you guys are around and snipes him. But top available wide receivers, KJ Osborne, Pierce, Chark, Shaheed, and Jaden Reed. Top available running back, Singletary, Ford, Mostart, Gainwell, Spears. Top available quarterbacks, Carr, Kyler, Pickett, Purdy, Young. Top available tight ends, Irv Smith, Sam Laporta, Jawan Johnson, Dawson Knox, Mike Gesicki. Is Zay Jones still available? He's long gone, right? There's really no one on the Chargers or Jaguars I can go after at this point, but I already kind of got a stack with both those guys, so maybe that, you know, not oversaturating is probably a smart idea. Yeah, because Gerald Everett's even gone, but really I'd have to be looking at, I mean, a wide receiver. I guess I could try and target Josh Palmer. He could still get some touches if Williams or Allen have injuries, which they did last year. So, all right, I think Shaheed's my pick here. If he goes, maybe we'll go Hodgins. Yeah, wide receiver is going to start to get pretty ugly. Give me Shaheed, and we'll see what happens. Won't be drafting for a while. All right, Spence with Jonathan Mingo, Rondell Moore is his last two picks. I like those selections for you, man. Wide receiver room, Devonta Smith, Chris Olave, Pittman, Dotson, Mingo, Rondell Moore. Mitchell, Gibby, Mixon, C-Mac at running back, Hawkinson, tight end, Richardson, and Rodgers. Quarterback. I like it. Nick, what's up, bro? I feel like we haven't ran a mock draft in like a week. I mean, I know it hasn't been that long, but I've been pretty heavy on the... we ran one 2 days ago. What am I saying? I guess I should run one tomorrow for you guys. Probably won't have time to do one tonight, even if it's off air, but I got up pretty early today. I have to get up early tomorrow. So, but for tomorrow's stream, yeah, we can run one for sure. Maybe we'll try and run a second one after the stream as well. All right. I was hoping Gainwell would fall out here. You know, I love my boy Gainwell. I feel like Gainwell has actually moved up slightly in ADP. People are starting to take a chance on him. But I could be wrong. There he is. Someone was going to take Zeke. He's gone. Told you guys. So I probably am going to take some rookies here at the end. I mean, I have one. I already have Quentin Johnston, but I just need upside at wide receiver. Like Jaden Reed, Curtis Samuel, Isaiah Hodgins, Shakir, John Mechie. Goes Curtis Samuel. Goes Chase Brown. Who's also available at running back? I mean, maybe it's better to take a dart throw at running back. If I go running back right here, it's was about to say Tajay Spears or Jeff Wilson, and yeah, things are picking up intensely. Yeah, I mean, literally all guys I just named. So I like Jaden Reed here, but I feel like, wow, I feel like I'm about to get 2 rookies back to back. So let's go Reed. I do feel like he's the best available player. But my second half of this draft at wide receiver is going to be a little bit questionable. So really, I feel like I need to go running back at like 209. Like Michael Carter, Dwayne McBride, Denrick Prince. Just get every Kansas City running back in this draft. Zamir White's kind of interesting. Chuba's still available. Jeff Wilson's still available. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll go Jeff Wilson with this next pick. Because if I don't, I'm looking at going Randall Robinson or Jalen Hyatt. And doesn't make me particularly excited. I mean, I like both those guys. But like if I go Hyatt, I already have Reed. I already have QJ. Like I'm just heavy on rookies. Oh, Spencer, you took Chase Brown. I didn't even notice that. That's who I wanted. That's who I wanted. I was starting to get a little nervous, though. A couple running backs gone there, so I'm not surprised. Spence, you got one sniping tonight, bro. Good for you. That's the only one. Gibson pretty close, though. But I didn't think Gibson was going to make it back. And Dotson, I didn't think was going to make it back either. But I love both those. If those guys were available in their respective rounds for me, I would have definitely picked them. Okay. I don't know if I've ever wanted to draft Jeff Wilson so badly. He's going to get sniped. I mean, it would make sense for this team, too. He's got 4 running backs. He goes Bryce Young. All right, let's go Jeff Wilson. He at least gives us a shot for a couple weeks. Man, I really liked the start to this draft. I really did. Lamb, Wilson, Herbert, T-Law, Kirk, Quinn Johnston. It's starting to get a little shaky here, but I still think Pacheco, Connor, Dillon, Freiermuth, McKinnon, Komet was a pretty good run. But, you know, Roschon Johnson, Shaheed, Jaden Reed, Jeff Wilson. I don't know. It's not that bad. Not that bad. All right, so I'm done at running back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Running backs are interesting. Yeah, if I could have just landed like Rashad White and Swift, or Pacheco and Swift, Swift and White, Singletary and Swift, whatever. Or excuse me, Montgomery, not Singletary. Oh well. Spencer goes with Musgrave. So tight end 2. All right, so for me, 2 wide receivers to finish this thing out. I kind of need like some veteran presence. I can't believe I'm about to draft like Darius Slayton. I do feel like Slayton kind of okay, he's gone. I guess I think I need to go Josh Palmer here. I mean, yeah, he slides back on the depth chart, but it makes the most sense having Justin Herbert on this team. There could certainly be weeks where Keenan Allen or Mike Williams are sidelined, and Josh Palmer is going to have to step up. It makes sense. Wilson great until Cook signs. I mean, it's a fair point, Pete. It's a fair point. Who knows what's going to happen with Cook at this point? And Wilson's still a sketchy pick, even if Cook doesn't go there. I mean, he's still got Mostert and A-Chain there. So, yeah, this is a pretty sketchy pick. But is a 16th round running back at the end of the day. I mean, what do we have there? Gus the Bus, Izzy, Chuba Hubbard. I kind of like Chuba. Ty Chandler, Patty and Cheese, Fournette, Pierre Strong. I mean, actually, some of those guys I don't mind, but we're going to say Dalvin Cook does not go to the Dolphins. Having Mixon and Chase was a no-brainer. That's a good point. I forgot you drafted Mixon. Mixon was a risky pick, so I made sure I could get Chase. Yeah, I like that. Best case scenarios, Mixon goes to a different team, and Chase is a starter for the Bengals. You know, get the best of both worlds. All right, one more pick here for me. Got to be a wide receiver. I feel like Josh Downs is the best available wide receiver. You've also got Devontae Parker, who I really do not like. But maybe Bill O'Brien does really like Devontae Parker after the extension and everything. Oh my gosh. People are going to unfollow me for this. Oh God, it's disgusting. Oh God. I just picked a veteran Patriots wide receiver. Those are the risks you got to take in these drafts, man. I do feel like Josh Downs is the best available wide receiver, but I have 2 rookies on this squad already. I just, yeah. You guys can go ahead and unsubscribe. Oh, yeah, Spence, you got 2 handcuffs, CMC and Mitchell as well. With Gibby. I like it. Josh Downs a great pick for you, Spencer. I'm really happy he ended up on your team with you having Richardson. A really, really good pick for you in the 18th round. Proud of you, bro. Glorious selection. All right, guys. All right, so draft will wrap up here in a few seconds. There's your squad. Herbie and T-Law, Pacheco, Connor, Dillon, McKinnon, Roschon Johnson, Jeff Wilson. Faded running back tonight. CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson, Christian Kirk, Quentin Johnson. So I went a heavier quarterback, heavier wide receiver early. Rashid Shaheed, Jaden Reed, Josh Palmer, Devontae Parker. Basically the second half of my draft with Roschon and Jeff Wilson sprinkled in. Pat Freiermuth and Cole Kmet at tight end. I mean, I don't feel bad about this entry, but I felt like it started really strong. And then, you know, I was like kind of looking at ADP, paying too close attention to ADP as opposed, I was out here scheming, thinking I could stack Pacheco with White or Swift. Should have gone Swift or White here and then saw Pacheco fell. Oh, well. Oh, well. Other than that, and having to take some kind of questionable guys at the end, the first half of my wide receiver room compared to the second half, not as pretty, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Good for the exposure, right? All right, Spenny, what'd you do, bro? A-Rich, Rogers, Kyler. I like that quarterback room, actually. C-Mac, Mixon, Gibby, Mitchell, Brown. So, like you pointed out, 2 handcuffs here. Or 2, yeah. Niners and Bengals, right? Basically 2 backfields. When something changes. C-Mac with Mitchell, Mixon with Chase Brown, and a little Gibby sprinkled in there. Take it. Devonta Smith, Olave, Pittman, Dotson, Mingo, Rondo Moore, Hyatt, Downs. Hawkinson and Musgrave. Yeah, I like this team. You got A-Rich with Pittman and Downs. And potentially Rondell Moore and Kyler Murray. I may have gone with a different tight end too, but kind of faded that second tight end. I don't think Musgrave is... he's probably going to be the tight end 1 anyways, right? Chase says, Spencer by far is the best team. He has Chase Brown. I can't argue against it. I really can't. Chase Brown is the GOAT. I did want Chase Brown in this draft. For sure. I was targeting him specifically. What round was that? Yeah, 15th. I think that's a great value for him. He could literally be a starter. He could easily be phased into more and more touches as the season goes on. Yeah, I agree, Spence. But rookie tight ends still make me a little bit nervous. But I do think Musgrave is in a great situation. For sure. All right, guys, that'll wrap it up for the night. I was thinking about doing 2 of these, but I realized like halfway through the stream I'm way more tired than I thought I was. I knew I was tired, but I'm like super tired. So we'll save it. We'll probably do a mock draft tomorrow and then run another one of these on Monday night. Sounds good to me. So make sure you guys hit that like button on the way out. If you guys are new to the channel, thank you for being here tonight. Really do appreciate it. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button on the way out. Check out the links down below. Follow us on Instagram, join our free Discord, all that good stuff. Spence. Having Hawk is why I faded tight end. Yeah, no, I understand that. I'm good at that, bro. Thomas, what's up, bro? Thank you for joining last minute. Sorry we were about to exit. Always appreciate you stopping by, my dude. All right, guys. Mock draft tomorrow. More Underdog on Monday. For those of you guys in the Dynasty draft, keep on drafting. We made really good pace the first night. We got through like, what, to like the 3.1 in the first night. That was a really good pace. But as you guys saw, things will slow down. Okay. Stick with it. Been a good draft so far. So, Andrew, have a good night. Always appreciate you. All right, guys. Everyone be safe. Have a great Sunday. Have a great end to your weekend. And love you guys, man. Love this community. Love the Catch fam. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. With that, I will say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on the Catch. And